I'm Saran Fazan, taking a risk, making a difference, and changing the course of your life. Remarkable stories from people defying the odds. You're listening to On the Record.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. For those who have followed me, you know that I'm a huge believer in giving back to the community, and that's how we better ourselves and the community. And I'm so thrilled in the studio to have three fine young men joining us. I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and we have a special guest joining us via Zoom, and we're going to talk about a great cause. All right, Tyler, let's start with you.
I'm Tyler Girsch, and I go to Plant High School.
And how old are you?
16.
I'm Dill. I'm 16 years old as well, and I go to Jesuit.
I'm Mangan. I'm 16 too, and I'm a rising junior at Jesuit.
And you guys have something in common. Tell us about Where Love Grows.
Yeah, so we're all a part of Where Love Grows. We started back in 7th grade, Tyler and I, and we brought Carter into it. It's just a great organization, done so much for the community over the years, so we're glad to be a part of it.
And we're going to learn more about Where Love Grows, and Tyler, I'm going to let you expand on it. But first, let's introduce the CEO and founder. Hi, Vicki.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
We love you, Vic. Okay, so tell us about Where Love Grows and why you wanted to start this amazing foundation.
Well, 7.5 years ago, we hosted a family dinner night for a local Boys and Girls Club, inspired by what my family and I do still to this day every week, just gathering around the dinner table. And on that first event, January 15th of 2013, was when we also found out the high rate of childhood hunger here in the Tampa Bay area, which is one of the highest in the country. So we actually turned to each other and we knew that we just had to keep doing more of what we were doing. We continued to feed children every month. Our second year, we expanded, and the natural progression was to teach cooking. So we partnered with the Epicurean Theater at the Epicurean Hotel. Shortly after that, the following year, we took another leap of faith and took the show on the road and created mobile cooking classes. So to date, we've served over 19,000 meals. We've taught over 1,000 students in over 3,300 hours of classroom culinary, and it's hands-on. With COVID and the pandemic, unfortunately, we can't do our in-person events, but we were fortunate to be able to adapt very quickly, and we have virtual classes for families, children and families, with the relationships that we have, and in particular with Potter Elementary.
And that is amazing. And so, Carter, this was your idea, actually. Your and your mom's idea, or one of your ideas to come on the podcast. I'm talking about, because you guys it's a whole new chapter, right? That you're not only collecting food now. Tell us what you're doing. And I think it's great that you wanted to bring the cause to the media so we can talk about it. So tell us about it.
Right. So essentially, because of the whole coronavirus, the children at the elementary school, they can't share their utensils and their supplies. And unfortunately, those children are not in the right place where they can all get their own supplies. So we took it upon ourselves to kind of go out into the community and ask for supplies to donate to the children so that each one of them could have their own supplies and have a successful school year.
And when you talk about supplies, what type of supplies are you talking about? Are you talking about food, or are you talking about other supplies?
No, just like normal school supplies, like pencils, pens, glue, erasers, stuff like that. So they can't share because they're not allowed to anymore. They can't be spreading the coronavirus, so they have to have their own. And unfortunately, everybody can't get their own. So we're trying to supply them, all the kids, with their own supplies.
That is so great. Now, how are you guys doing that, though? Like how do you hope to get this message out? We appreciate you allowing us to do it as well for the media of it. But what are you doing?
We're reaching out to we play sports. We're reaching out to our team members and the leaders of the teams to again put it out on social media and just a lot of stuff like that, just to try to get it out in the community so that everyone can help. And family members and
we've sent emails to both Academy and Jesuit, those schools, so that we get those communities involved as well.
So for people though, do you guys have an Amazon link? Do you have any type of links? Can you talk about that, on what people can do?
Yeah, there's a link that is attached to a flyer.
It's attached to a flyer.
Yeah, and it'll take you to an Amazon wish list, which will show the type of supplies that the kids need, again, pencils, pens, utensils, stuff that we can take for granted because it's not a big deal for us to get a pencil or get a pen, but these kids at Potter Elementary, they don't have that luxury. they can't just go out and get whatever they want when they need it.
So why, guys, Potter Elementary? Why is that the school that? And I know all students deserve it. I think it's great that you guys are taking on a school, though. Why particularly this school, or specifically the school?
Well, it's been linked to Where Love Grows in the past. We've had Easter egg hunts there, cooking classes, different things like that to just help those people out. And they've been big for us, and we've been big for them. So we didn't want to stop now. We want to help them with this school year with this tough challenge with coronavirus.
Yeah, and the type of school that they don't really get a lot of funding. They're a community school. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a Title I school.
Yeah, so they don't get they don't get a lot of funding, so they can't really afford like all the nice things that maybe Academy, Jesuit, and Plant could. So we got to help them.
So Carter, and I'm going to go back to many more questions. Why did you think that taking this to the media and doing a podcast or a story, why did you want to take that extra step?
Well, I mean, we're trying to get as many donations, obviously, as we can. And the more we can get, the more schools or more people we could help. So right now, even though we're just at one elementary school, we can always look to expand in the future and try to help everybody. Because that's the goal, is to help everybody, so nobody's in need of anything. And so you have to start somewhere, and doing this is kind of helping us spread it out to the entire community of Tampa, that to help them understand and help them realize that everybody's in need somewhere and that we have to help them.
These are the young voices that I'm so excited are going to lead our country. Right, Vicki? Aren't you listening?
Oh my gosh,
Aren't you
trying
listening to
not
them
to
thinking,
cry.
oh my God, I know.
I'm being very strong.
I know, they're amazing. So let me ask you guys. So school is supposed to start in mid-August. We're not sure, it might be delayed. We're not sure at this point. So how soon do you want these supplies in? And is there going to be an event where, the supplies come in, or what's the plan?
So even if school doesn't necessarily start or the kids don't go back, we're going to have all those supplies there, and we're planning on having like a drive-in where the students can come and pick up their supplies, so that if there's digital school, they can come and pick those supplies up so that they have them at home, and so that they would have them for the year. And even if school gets backed up, we'd like to have them as soon as possible, because you never know. I mean, it changes every day with what's going on. So we want to get them as soon as possible, and so that we can give them to them as soon as possible.
Well, cool. I think that's a really good point, because parents also do have the option. Some parents do have the option that they do not want to send their kids back to school,
right.
that they can do homeschool, virtual learning, so they still need those supplies. So with the drive, when do you hope to have this drive happening? And will it be you boys putting it all together, or are you inviting other students to get involved? Tell us about that.
It's us, and then we have a couple other friends that are involved, and then we're going to hope to get even more people to assemble what we need to assemble, and get it to the place it needs to be pretty soon, in a week or two, I think.
A couple weeks.
A couple weeks. Well, we definitely want to be there when you guys do that as well.
Yes.
We'd love to capture that. So what is I know you guys have mentioned some of the supplies, but what is the wish list? Are there certain things that are so much more important, like are pencils more important, or paper, or what's most important?
I don't think that necessarily one supply is more important than the other, but as people buy the different items, they'll disappear. Once we have enough of something, it'll disappear from the wish list. So everything you're buying on that wish list, no matter what, it's going to be what we need and what we need to help them.
And we don't necessarily need one item more than another.
Exactly.
We just need them all to be filled out.
Right, and obviously we hope to get them all.
Yeah,
that's
the goal.
And so the best way to find the list is going to that link on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. There's an Amazon link, and it'll take you right there. It already will have the address to where we want the stuff, and you'll just all you have to do is buy. You don't have to worry about any of that other stuff.
And for people watching and listening to the podcast, don't worry, we'll have the link on my website and all my social platforms too, so it will be easy to find. And so Vicki, is it on Where Love Grows as well, the link?
It's not on our website right now, but we are sending out an email blast, so it will have the link included, and I'll make sure that you get that as well. And we thought that the kids, when we all had our brainstorming meetings, we meet each week to kind of keep on top of everything, and we just felt the Amazon wish list was the safest and most streamlined way to get the supplies from the donors to the schools. So we have it shipped to the community school representative. She brings it right to Potter, and then what they're going to be doing, to just add a little bit more, each student is going to be getting a large plastic snap bin. So all of their supplies, they're going to have their name on it. We're going to put a little note in it too to wish them well for the school year. So everything they need, God willing, we get all of the things that are on the list will be in that bin. And that's where the boys are going to lead the charge as well to fill these bins, which there's almost 600 students.
That was my next question. Like, how many students?
Undertaking.
Wow. So 600 students. And as Carter mentioned, and the other boys mentioned too, you guys want to start with Potter Elementary and hopefully expand it to many other schools and maybe have other people join the cause.
Right.
So let me ask you guys, what inspired you in the first place to get involved to help people? I mean, Cole, I did a story with you as a journalist years ago. So tell us, and I want you each to go through it. Like why do you want to help?
Okay, you want to start, Tyler?
Yeah, so in 7th grade, Cole had already been doing this, and we really wanted to help, like, kind of give back to the community, because we were going to academy for middle school, and it was such a, it wasn't like an at-risk school. Like, we had everything we needed, and we felt like we should really give back and provide for the people that weren't as fortunate as we were. And I was glad that Cole, came to me and my mom with the opportunity. Because, we were kind of looking for something, and Cole had been doing this for a year or two, and it was great that he could come to me and that I could help him out. So.
And for the listeners, because we have people all the way like in Canada listening to us, Academy, by the way, is it's Academy of the Holy Names. It's a Catholic school here in Tampa, Florida, and it's a school that dates way back. There's a lot of history in the school.
You want to go?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. So more specifically, not just for the entire Where Love Grows project, but for this project specifically, we kind of brought it upon ourselves that we are very grateful for everything that we have and every opportunity that we get with our schools and with our lives and where we live. And, me specifically, and I know them, we all want everybody to feel that same way. And we want everybody to feel safe and that they have everything they need and they don't have to be worried about specifically their school supplies. We don't want them to be worried and having to scramble to get stuff. So we've kind of brought it upon ourselves to kind of give these kids and try to reassure them that they have everything that they need and they're not worried or struggling to get any of this stuff that is a necessity for their school year.
And the reason I'm passionate about it is, the first few events I went to, you kind of like see how grateful these people are and, how much joy it brings them. And that really impacted me. And so I just really enjoy being able to give people an equal opportunity and be able to give them the stuff that they need that so desperately. It really is a rewarding thing.
So Vicki, our future leaders again. What is going through your mind as you hear them answer this question?
I can exhale that I know that we're going to perpetuate, because we have these great young men that at such a young age have already seen the impact of giving of yourself and giving to others before yourself, what the impact is. And we always say that Where Love Grows, our mission is to end hunger for children and families, but our purpose is to make love grow. And we've seen it firsthand. The boys have seen it, and that's really what's contagious. If you spread that through your giving heart or the generosity that you feel. And it could be, a lot of times the boys, they're there just physically volunteering, serving meals with us or cleaning up after the cooking classes. So it's not always a monetary give, but there's a piece of you that just, your heart expands when you see the joy that we're able to spread with the things that we do. And it's a mutual love. I will tell you, the people, the individuals, the children and families that we serve, we feel like they serve us because we just build these relationships that are priceless. And that's really what's allowing us to step out of our comfort zone and do something with school supplies. And we want this to be a long-term project as well, not just a one-hit wonder where we do this by August 1st or July 31st. This is a relationship that we want to see continue. We want it to expand greater than just food insecurity. We want to nourish mind, body, and spirit for everybody. So that's what we're hoping that this will be the beginning of.
Yeah, that's definitely food for the soul. So let me ask you guys this. Do you feel, especially now as the country goes through an unprecedented time with the coronavirus situation, do you feel doing something like this is more important than ever?
100%.
And why is that, Tyler?
I mean, like, because, I mean, people are already in a bad spot, and we're just trying to do whatever we can, you know, to make everything better for them, to lift them up, because, I mean, already these families aren't, like, they already can't do everything that we can. And, like, with Corona, it just makes it even harder. So, like, they need us more than ever right now, so.
You guys both echoed the same thing.
Exactly.
So what is your reaction, though, to the coronavirus? Like, how has it affected, I think it's amazing that you want to help other people, but how has it affected your lives?
Well, it's definitely been a challenge. My sister had a baby early March. So it's been difficult, and you know, we haven't been able to see the baby as much because of this. And so, like, obviously, like, that's a sad thing for me, but it's nothing like some of these people are dealing with, you know, people losing their jobs. So we just got to focus on them, and you know, that's what's most important.
Yeah, it's definitely made me realize, you know, how much some people really need things, because I know personally some friends whose parents have either lost their job or have gotten cut off and come back. But even then, and even my mom took for the workers at her office, she took pay cuts for a few months just so they could survive and buy food for their families and provide. And just to see the impact that she has on those people kind of really relates to what we're doing.
And I think this is the perfect time to bring in Dr. Laura Dill. Please come in, because we have one of the moms in the studio. Sit down over there. So to hear your son talk, and I'd like to introduce Dr. Laura Dill. I wanted to have her on actually to talk about, you know, COVID and babies and pregnancy. And she said, but can we please talk about the boys and what they're doing, which is so important. But that's amazing what you did with your office.
I think it plays into a lot of what the boys are realizing now, is that there are a lot of people in this area, in this town, in this country who are way more unfortunate than we are. A lot of the people that work in our office, you know, they're working check to check. And unfortunately with this COVID, it was very difficult to maintain a profitable business. So we had cut back on our patients. Obviously surgeries got cut and whatnot, but I think for most of us, we felt that we are fortunate and that we could give back in this way. And so I think it's an example for them as well. And I think when they see that, then they realize how good it feels to give back. I think giving their time and what they are doing is a gift not only to the kids, but it's a gift to themselves. And they realize how wonderful it feels to actually help another person.
So as a mother and listening to them, what is going through your heart and your mind right now? I mean, you must be so proud.
You know, it is so reassuring to know that our future is going to be in their hands. And that makes me so happy and so proud. And I feel very reassured that people are going to get taken care of. And I think the world will be a better place.
I mean, I have been feeling that too throughout the whole podcast. Where do you guys think you learned this, though? What were the grassroots of this? Was it watching your parents? What was it, do you think?
I feel like it's just kind of a mixture of everything. You know, you see it firsthand or you see it secondhand, no matter what it is, you just kind of think, you take a step back and you kind of think, you're not living, you kind of take it upon yourself and you think, you know, some people don't have what we have and have every opportunity that we have. And it's kind of like, we just want to make it, like he said earlier, we want to make an equal playing field for everybody. And we want everybody to have that same opportunity and that same chance to survive and thrive. Because it's not just us who are going to make the world a better place. Everybody has that potential to make it a better place. And we're trying to help everybody realize that everybody can do it, not just us. And we're kind of kickstarting a bunch of stuff that everybody can see, especially like through the podcast and stuff and the flyers, that they can do. They can do anything that we can. It's not like we're anything special compared to everybody else.
Oh.
And then, you know, we all went to Academy of the Holy Name, so like just from pre-K to 8th grade, so like from just a young age, you know, they helped us, like they told us that like helping people is good and it's simple, but like not everyone has that like education, that Catholic education, and so we are taking that and trying to use what we learned and like spread it to other people.
Exactly.
You agree, Paul?
I 100% agree with that. I couldn't have said it better.
So I would be remiss if I did not ask, because I am so curious. Tell us what you guys want to be when you grow up. Come on. What are you thinking about? Carter, are you going to follow in your mom's shoes? Or, well, your dad's a pilot. Right. You have a bunch of uncles that are attorneys. You have your mom that's a doctor. What do you want to do when you grow up?
Well, I have no idea what I want to do as a job, but like right now, I've just been playing a lot of golf, and I'm trying to kind of pursue everything.
He's very good.
I'm just going all in with that pretty much. I'm not really worried about anything else.
And it's great to play golf right now because you're outside.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, that's like the perfect thing to do right now.
Right.
So, but you have not thought about what you want to do.
Absolutely
when
not.
You have. Cole, how about you?
Both of my parents were attorneys, and my sister just graduated law school, but I don't think I want to be a lawyer. I'm not interested in that. I think I want to do something in like the medical field. I'm not sure what yet, but that excites me. Interesting.
So, do you want to do something in the medical field because of what you've been seeing right now?
Well, that honestly has kind of piqued my interest a little bit. I think it's very interesting, like all the people like trying to find a cure, all this different stuff. Like even just like the people working on the front lines, helping test people. Like I think those people are really like brave, and I think that's what I want to do, something like that.
Tyler.
So I mean, I haven't really thought about it like too much. I haven't gone deep into thought. Like obviously, like being a lawyer would be cool, but I just don't know like what kind of lawyer.
Are your parents lawyers?
No, my dad is. He sells like spinal products to doctors, so I mean, he's like a salesman, and like that would also be cool to do. And my mom works like communications for him, like so. Like, I really have no idea. Like I golf a little bit, but he's way better than I am. There's no future there for me. So yeah, I mean, definitely this year probably gonna start to kind of figure it out, and so well, I mean, we'll see. So
well, I will echo what Vicki and Dr. Dill have said, and how honestly I feel I'm so comforted that these are our future leaders, because you guys are doing so much now. Before we wrap up though, I do want to ask, do you feel that the coronavirus though has affected your education? Like, do you feel that you have, I don't want to say cheated you out of the last year, or how did you guys adapt to trying to study and try to learn in that environment?
So online school was definitely different because you're not in the classroom, you're not like face to face with your teacher and your friends, and like the schedule is different. Like I'm not waking up at 6:45 every morning, I'm waking up at 9, and it's just so did we get cheated out of an education? I mean, I don't think so, because I mean, Jesuit last year handled it really well, and I feel like we were still able to do most of the stuff that we wanted. But it definitely was a lot different, and I don't think I'd do it again, just because like one of the great parts about school is, you know, seeing your friends every day and being able to like work in an environment with them, and you know, when you're at home in your bed on your couch, it's not the same. So to be cheated out of an education, I don't think so, but definitely it's different.
It's different. Yeah. How about you guys? What do you think?
I felt pretty hindered by it. I would wake up at 11 every day. I would do like 2 hours of work, and then I'd be done. I don't know. I feel like I did not, learn as much as I would have if I was actually in school. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely benefited me, and also did not benefit me because it benefited me for basically what he said. I didn't wake up that late, but I would wake up earlier, knock it all out, and then I would play golf pretty much for 8 hours a day every day. But I mean, I feel like I definitely learn a lot more when I'm at school just because of the environment that I'm in. I feel like I learn better in an environment where I'm forced to learn. Like at home, you kind of have a bunch of distractions, where at school, the teachers are kind of like bringing it on you, like you kind of have to do it. Yeah. And I feel like my attention span is a lot better there.
Are you guys optimistic about the future and about going back to school and going back to a normal life?
Yeah, I feel like they adapted quickly and well to online school, and I feel like they're gonna adapt well to going back to the new standard.
Yeah, well, I'm going to plant next year. So I don't know. They just pushed it back 2 weeks, and we live in Florida. We had like a record number of coronavirus cases.
We're knocking it out.
So it's kind of just up in the air right now. Like I play football too, so like that season is like we don't know if that's gonna happen or not yet, and I mean we're just kind of waiting. I think there was like I don't want to say a vote, but like, they kind of like reached out and like, do you want to send your kid back to school? And I know my parents, I told them to say yes, because like online school is fun and all, but like when you can like lay down and not really worry about anything, but we're trying to get into good colleges, so
Harder classes, APs.
Harder classes,
you gotta learn.
exactly.
Yeah. I hope we go back to school as soon as possible, honestly. That's how I feel.
Well, I appreciate you guys answering those questions. And Dr. Dill, I will not ask you those questions because I have to go through your public relations office, so I don't want to get you in trouble. But so in closing, back to Where Love Grows and back to the cause, any final words on what the community can do? I know you guys have already talked about it, but do you guys have a final push?
Whatever you can do is much appreciated. That's why we wanted to come on here to spread the message, and like whatever donations, whatever you can do is much appreciated, and we love it.
Absolutely. I mean, everything, just like he said, even if it's like the smallest little donation, is always appreciated. And I'm sure even if you just donated literally one pencil, the kid who got that pencil would like greatly appreciate that more than anything. Yep. Especially this year.
Yeah.
So Vicki, do you have any words in closing?
Yes. Well, first, I'd like to thank you and the young men and Dr. Dill for representing Where Love Grows so wonderfully. I think they spoke very eloquently about our mission and what an impact we're trying to make. And I appreciated their experiences through COVID, showing that even the most fortunate have still had struggles. So for us to partner with Potter Elementary, they're one of a handful of number of schools that are part of a community school project. It just emphasizes how much we really need to do. A lot of people, they discuss the budgets and all of that. Well, in the meantime, there's a need that has to be filled, and that's what Where Love Grows is trying to do right now. So we're grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much, everybody. I wish I was there, but I'm being smart and I'm sitting in my perch as we handle this little interview. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Dr. Dill, for bringing this to my attention. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tyler, Carter, Cole, you're amazing. I'm so excited again that you guys are the future leaders of America. And don't worry, we will have the link on all of my social media platforms, as well as on my website and on YouTube. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night.